Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the most in depth metaphysical reading you're going to get on the internet or I think any place else. And the reason it's so in depth is because it is not tightly focused, it's not myopic. Tarot is the primary reason for the reading. Yes, I've done tarot for over 20 years. After 20 years, I've come to realize, from my point of view, tarot predicts virtually nothing. And once in a while, you get lucky, but for the most part, zero. What it does do, however, is highlights your potential as a spiritual human being. I take 3 tarot cards in this reading, and I use 3 because 3 is a special number. It has some sort of for lack of a better word, magic to it. Always has. You can find elements of 3, that idea going through different areas in life. One of the reasons why I use 3 tarot cards is because of Nikola Tesla. He said publicly, if you understood the power of 3, you would understand the universe. May indeed be true. Christians have the Trinity: God, the Son, Father, Holy Spirit. So there's something intangible, tangible, whatever the heck I guess you're coming from it, about 3. So you get 3 cards. With those 3 cards, very simple, direct meaning, reading. I don't want to leave you confused. Like I said, I've done tarot for over 20 years. I've done astrology, numerology for over 50. They both can get super complicated. I've seen people do tarot readings, lay out literally 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 cards. How the hell are you supposed to make sense out of that chop suey? You can't. And conversely, with astrology and numerology, which are the science of cycles, within cycles, within cycles, within cycles, I've seen people, I've done it myself. You get into the astrological reading, oh my God, you got to break this down. There's a full moon here. There's another here. We got a trine. We got a sextile. We got the nadir. We got the midheaven. The houses are moving. It's like, God, how can you keep it all straight for yourself, let alone the person you're reading for? So for me, I have never seen, unless you had a singular question, I've never seen people walk away from numerological readings, astrological readings, tarot readings more informed, more clear. That's what I want to do here. I don't want any of the usual stuff that you get. No fantasy, no rainbows, no unicorns, no magical frequencies from outer space. That's all crap. Yes, we're in a matrix. You're here living now in a matrix. This is where you are. This is where you have to begin. This is where you have to start. And then you build from there. So today's Tao Manifesting Tarot reading is all about 5D and beyond. It's talking about your higher power. There is some element somehow that we connect in a way that I don't think fully understand, but there's an aspect of ourselves. You want to call it spiritual, metaphysical, you want whatever. But we seem to be able to tap into some energy, some frequency much more powerful than we are as human beings. And that's the imagination. That's what tarot should do. Feed your imagination. Your imagination is the kryptonite that you need to take with you in the world. Problem is the people in power don't want you to have that kryptonite, let alone know how to use it. John D. Rockefeller, the man who has set up our school system, said, I want a nation of workers, not thinkers. That tells you everything you need to know. They want you just smart enough to be able to do the shit they need to do to make money off of you, but not so smart that you'll figure it out. Well, that time may be coming. It will take each of us in our own way to tap into our higher power, our 5D spiritual, metaphysical possibility. So, tarot is our ultimate destination, but I use the astrology and numerology to take us, to set the stage, if you will, to outline the matrix. I'm so tired of people go, oh, yeah, we're in a matrix. Shut up. Just shut up. You can be any place and be in a matrix, even a different matrix. It's all a product of your head. That's why you have to tap into this 5D, this higher power. And that's what we're here to do. So that's what we're looking at today in the Tao Manifesting Tarot 5D and beyond. And before we begin, and I will begin with the astrology because that's the science of cycles, just want to remind you I do have a singular email that you can contact me at, and more and more people are taking advantage of that possibility. Thank you much. I got to say, I am very pleasantly surprised at the positivity. I work very hard at being very precise, very concise, very illuminating, and apparently that's appreciated. Thank you. The email is tau-tarot at proton.me. Yeah, I got away from the Gmail or the Yahoo crap. I don't know that this makes a big difference, but it's a small attempt to step out of the matrix, if you will. Tau-tarot at proton.me. You can write good, bad, indifferent. I don't care. Put it where the sun doesn't shine. Whatever it is, it's communication. Tau-tarot at proton.me. I check it just about every day, and feel free. I love the contact. So thank you for that. Alrighty, so let's get to the astrologic part. You'll see up in the upper left, the conquest of America. People have been tuning in every day, know what that means. Back on July 4th of this year, or shortly after, I decided to use astrology to look into American history. Reason being, next year, July 4th, 2026, is our 250th anniversary. It takes 250 years for Pluto, the planet Pluto, to go all around our solar system and come back to the same spot it was 250 years ago. That's when we signed the Declaration of Independence. But it wasn't just Pluto, there was also the planet Uranus in a specific position. And again, it took 250 years, but doggone it, they did it. They put themselves in exactly the same position. It was a year or two back that it was exact, but we're still feeling the effects very clearly today. Pluto is evolution, Uranus is revolution. Take a look at the world. Take a look at the world. What are we going through? Evolution and revolution at the same time. And just as it was back in 1776, it ain't an easy process. It's like making sausage. It's messy, real messy. End result can be fabulous, but getting there, not so much fun. And we're seeing the same thing now. In fact, I'm rather encouraged by a number of things going on in the news today that kind of letting me know we're maybe waking up a little bit. So I used the astrology to go through American history, and I discovered that right from 1492, when Columbus set foot on an island in the Caribbean, not continental United States, but an island in the Caribbean, the goal was to conquer the New World, conquer America, conquer the colonies. And the people behind it, European Jewish bankers, in large part. Yeah, they wanted more power, more power, more power. And in fact, from 1492 to about, maybe 1692, the European Jewish bankers coalesced. They got better at the game. Now, they've been thrown out of more than 200 countries in the last couple of thousand years. They were let in and thrown out again. Total of 1,000 times. and they still can't stop cheating, stealing, and lying. So in around 1700, 1692, 1700, you had this guy, Adam Smith, who said, we're doing usury, which is charging people money for borrowing money. Church was against it. A lot of people were against it. In fact, that was the reason they got thrown out of so many countries, because they destroyed the countries. So in around 1700, Adam Smith said, let's upgrade the image of usury. Let's call it capitalism. Yeah, that sounds so much better. And that's what was the tool used on us by European bankers ever since. They tried to get a private bank that sounded like it was public, but a private bank twice before President Andrew Jackson stopped him. He almost died. They tried to kill him. They failed. They did take care of Lincoln. He said, that's the biggest problem. Okay, the South is a headache. I got you. But it's those damn European Jewish bankers in the North that are killing me. They're my enemies. They got him. McKinley got shot. Well, finally, 1913, the seminal year in American history. This is when America went to the shitter. We formed the Federal Reserve. Same time, they passed the income tax because they needed money to fund this illegal private bank. And of course, they got women out there working because it doubled the income tax. And they got into World War I. Didn't take care of all their business, so we had to have a World War II. 50s, 60s, 70s, they went underground. The evilest of the evilest of the evilest, I'm not sure that's a word, but you get the idea, began to control America. And so today we're running between 1980 and 1985. This is the beginning of the shit show. This is the capitalism coup. This is when we had movies telling us that greed is good. Wall Street ruled. Reagan was elected. MTV launches. The Macintosh computer came public. We had conservatism, Cold Wars, computers. Basically, it was capitalism run amok. And the guy who led the charge, and somebody who I will not forgive for it, is Ronald Reagan. He was a puppet. He was a charlatan, and opened the door to all the crap that we're dealing with today. He set the mental tone to the point where, if you remember, and you have to be of a certain age, but he fired all the air traffic controllers because they wanted to strike. They wanted more money. That's a pretty damn tough job, being a traffic controller, especially in 1980. We want better conditions. He fired them all. Who the F is he? President can't do that, shouldn't do that. Reagan, to me, is a piece of crap. Yeah, he made people laugh. Yeah, he was a Hollywood, not even a star, really. He was a B actor and was a C president. During that time, we're taking a look at the astrology. We see that Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are all in Sagittarius. That's big, 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 fast, fast, fast. And that was corporate America. They took control in the 1980s. And Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all in Sagittarius, opened the door. Also, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto were all in fire and air. So there was nothing to hold them back. It was on fire. Yes, greed is good. To make it worse, every one of those planets, the large, faraway planets, all were retrograde. All of them were retrograde, meaning what went on in the past came back and was made public. We saw the greed, the dirt, the avarice from the 1950s that was hidden from us, from the 1960s that was hidden from us, from the 1970s where it began to leak out, and in the 80s they just opened the doors wide and said, F you, what are you going to do about it? So conservatism, Cold War, computers, Macintosh computer, look at what Apple is doing with their technology. MTV, look at what's going on with the internet. And Reagan elected, he was a puppet. And even not very good at that. That's why they tried to kill him. So that kind of sets up the 80s. The dirt begins to rise to the surface. Let's take a look at the meme for today. Lots to look at here. The revolution will not be televised. I think it will. Parts of it anyway. And we got some Aristotle knowledge. It is also in the interest of the tyrant to make his subjects poor. People are so occupied with their daily tasks, they have no time for plotting. That's exactly what's happening. They've killed the economy. You're going to have nothing and like it, remember? And Voltaire, probably one of the most insightful commentaries ever. You want to know who rules over you? Who can you not criticize? Does Israel? Just is Jews? Now we know who controls. Voltaire opened the door for our understanding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go to the link for the day. Here it is. Says it all. You can't criticize. They have the power. That one picture says everything we need to know. Let's move on to the tarot. We got the Four of Cups. Here's a guy sitting under a tree. He has 3 cups in front of him. Nothing wrong with them. They're fine. Full of whatever liquid. And the universe, a little cloud, is offering him a 4th. He didn't even give a damn. Couldn't care. He has no motivation. Remember, we're talking about a higher power. The universe is trying to help, and you are saying, no, I want to continue to suffer. I'm miserable, and I'm happy in my misery. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles always give us gifts, and the gifts here are consistency and practicality. We know that we have to get out of our own shit, get out of our own way. We know we have to. But we're a little lost at how to get that done. Knight of Pentacles says here, let's rearrange the value system. Let's rearrange what's important. Let's go for the consistent, the practical. We don't have to be big scale. Just focus, 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 focus. Because right now you don't give a damn about anything, yourself included. Knight of Pentacles says, let's change that. And the final card is the Eight of Wands, action and acceleration. I think I'm seeing that now. I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised at what the Brits did. What was it, 2-3 million people out in the streets? France is up in arms. A number of countries are up in arms. The reaction around the world to Charlie Kirk, I mean, it just, maybe we're tapping into that higher power. We're going to need it. Because up to this point, we weren't motivated. We weren't consistent. We weren't practical. But maybe the Eight of Wands is stepping in, giving us the juice that we need so much. Do your part. Be consistent. Be practical. Get motivated. Time's up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Every moment that we spend together is precious because time is one thing money cannot buy. So you investing in a few minutes with me is extra super special. Thank you. Hey, like and subscribe. A lot of nasty stuff going on the internet these days. They're not talking about it. They're being very quiet about it. But you know, if the company Palantir is involved, ain't no good in that one. So please like and subscribe. Keep the people who are fighting for you, keep them motivated, strong, and focused, and working for you. So help me out, please. Like and subscribe. That's it. Between now and the next time you and I do more tarot stuff together, peace and blessings.